This video will cover Chapter 3 problems number 11 and 12 on the final exam review. In number 11, we're going to solve this system of equations. We have a linear equation and we have a quadratic equation. So I think this is a perfect setup to graph these two equations, and then remember the solutions will be where they intersect. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my y equals, and I'm going to enter in this top equation. And then I'm going to enter in the bottom equation and graph this. I'll probably have to adjust my window just a little bit. I'd like it to be not so large. I'd like to have it zoomed in a little bit more. So there's my first equation, that's graph. And here's the linear equation. And so my solution to this system will be these 2 points where they intersect. So remember, to find an intersection point, we're going to go to second calc. So hit second and then that trace button, and we're going to find the intersection point. So go down to intersect. I'm going to find this one on the left first. So your cursor is on the first curve, the first parabola. So I'm just going to move it till it's kind of close to that intersection point and hit enter. Then it's on the second curve, it's on the line. I'm going to move it a little closer to that intersection point and hit enter, and then enter one more time. Okay. And now that point is one of my solutions. So I need both the x and the y coordinates. So one of my solutions is 0.38, 4.38. Okay. Now I need that other intersection point. So I'm going to do the same thing, second trace, go down to intersect. And this time I'm going to move my cursor a little bit closer to that second intersection point. And I get 2.62 and 6.62 as my two solutions. Okay, and I'm done. Number 12 says the equation f of t equals negative 8t squared plus 30 models the height f of t in feet of a math book t seconds after it is dropped from the top of the North High School. After how many seconds will the book hit the ground? Okay, so I have this parabola. It's shaped like this, and I want to know, when does the book hit the ground? So I'm wondering, when is my y value 0? Okay, when is f of t 0? Okay, and so what I can do is I can plug 0 in for y, or 0 in for f of t. Okay, I'm wondering, when does it have a y value of 0? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to plug 0 in for my y value. Now this is a quadratic equation, and notice that there's only a t squared term. There's no t term, which means what I can do is I can solve this using square roots. I can get the t squared alone on one side of the equation. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 30 from both sides. Okay. And divide both sides by negative 8. And I get 3.75 is equal to t squared. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. Now, when I do this, remember we usually get a positive and a negative answer, but it wouldn't make sense for there to be a negative amount of time. So I'm not going to worry about doing that and just use the positive number. So the square root of 3.75 is about 1.94. because it asked me to round to the nearest hundredth of a second. Okay. All right, in part B, what is the height of the book 1 second after it has been dropped from the high school? So this 1 second is the x value, and I want to find the y value, the height. So I just need to take 1 and plug it in for t. So I'm going to go ahead and find, okay, negative 8 times 1 squared plus 30. Okay, and that's going to get me 22. 22 feet.